There was a time when an empty world didn't feel empty. It felt like possibility. No instructions, no glowing arrows telling you where to go, just two hands, a few trees, and the unreasonable confidence of a child who believed a dead house counted as architecture. This was and still is Minecraft, a game where we built kingdoms from blocks, found friendship in distant worlds, and somehow felt completely alone even when nothing was chasing us. Well, nothing except that one creeper standing behind you right now. Nobody ever forgets their first Minecraft world. You may not remember the seed, you may not remember the coordinate, you probably don't even have the device anymore, but somehow inside your mind that world still exists. The first tree you punched, the first cave you were too scared to enter, the first house you built before the sun went down. And by house, I mean a wooden box with one touch, no windows, and absolutely no planning permission. But to you, it was home. It didn't matter that the roof was too low. It didn't matter that the floor was made of dirt. It didn't matter that the front door opened directly to a wall. What mattered to you was that you had survived your first night. You were no longer a child, you were a homeowner. The first Minecraft night was different. During the day, everything felt peaceful. You collected wood, you chased animals, you picked flowers as though you weren't about to spend the evening fighting for your life. Then the sky started turning orange, the music faded, the shadows grew longer, and suddenly every tree looked suspicious. You didn't know what was out there, you just knew it was making noises. A zombie groaned somewhere in the darkness. A skeleton began firing arrows with the accuracy of a trained military sniper, and a spider climbed over the wall you built specifically to stop spiders from climbing over it. So you locked yourself inside a tiny death cube, placed one torch, and waited for morning. Not sleeping, not moving, just listening to monsters walk above you while you held a wooden sword like it was going to save your family or something. Minecraft taught us bravery, but first, it taught us fear. There was something magical about not knowing anything. You didn't know every recipe. You didn't know the best level to find diamonds. You didn't know which blocks were useful and which one were just going to sit inside a chest forever. Every discovery felt important. The first crafting table, the first furnace, the first iron pickaxe, the moment you realized you could make glass. We were all scientists, engineers, explorers, mostly by accident, but still, we were all that. One friend would tell you something at school and you would rush home just to test it out. Bro, you know what? If you dig straight down, you would find diamonds faster. That friend was not your friend. That friend wanted you dead. But we learned. Usually after falling into lava with everything we owned. Minecraft had a special way of teaching consequences. Not through a lecture, but through the sound of your diamonds burning while you stood helplessly on a respawn screen. Minecraft gave us something most games didn't. It didn't tell us who to become. You could become an explorer, a farmer, a warrior, an architect, a redstone engineer who somehow understood machines better than actual electricity. You could build a castle reaching into the clouds, a city beneath the ocean, a secret base inside a mountain, or a house shaped like a giant chicken because you were 11 and nobody could stop you from, doing whatever you wanted to do. There were no wrong ideas, only unfinished ones. Every block placed was a little decision, and slowly those decisions became something that had never existed before, something that belonged to you. That was the secret of Minecraft. The graphics were simple, but the imagination was unlimited. The world was made of cubes, yet somehow it never felt small. And then your friends joined the world. That was when peace officially ended. You would spend 3 hours building a beautiful house, and your friend arrived, stare at it for like 5 seconds, and then say, needs more lava. There was always one friend who collected resources. One friend who built everything. One friend who disappeared for 2 hours and returned wearing full diamond armor. And one friend whose only contribution was playing science with terrible jokes. You created rules like no stealing, no destroying houses, no entering my secret chest. Rules that survived for approximately 6 seconds. But between the arguments, the stolen diamonds, and the suspicious fires, something real was happening. You were making memories together. Sometimes you didn't even have a plan. You would walk across the world talking about school, life, crushes, problems, things that had nothing to do with the game. Minecraft was just where the conversation happened. The world was digital, but the friendship wasn't. Minecraft also understood loneliness, not the frightening kind, a quieter kind. The feeling of walking thousands of blocks away from home, watching the sun disappear behind mountains, and knowing nobody else in the world. No crowds, no traffic, no voices, just footsteps, wind, and music appearing when you least expected it. Sometimes the world felt peaceful, and sometimes the world felt endless. You could stand on top of a mountain and see forests, rivers, oceans, stretching into distance and feel like the only person alive. It was strange how a game that was full of things could make you stop completely. You could put down your controller, listen to the music, and feel something you didn't yet have words to explain. Maybe that is why Minecraft stayed with us. It gave us somewhere to go when we wanted company, and somewhere to hide when we wanted to be alone. Eventually, the Minecraft world became a memory. The friends stopped joining, the server goes quiet, the half-finished castle stays half-finished, the pets remain sitting exactly where you told them to wait, the chests are still full, the crops are still growing, your bed is still beside the wall, but nobody comes home. And that might be the saddest thing about Minecraft. The world doesn't know that you grew up, it doesn't know that you changed school, it doesn't know your friends stopped speaking to you. It doesn't know that the child who built the house became someone else. It just waits, frozen somewhere on an old console, an old computer, or an account you haven't opened in years. A whole life that was made out of blocks, waiting for its player to return. And if you ever return, it feels like opening a time capsule. You see the first house and you wonder why you thought it looked good. You open a chest and find 20 stacks of dirt, one piece of bread, and an object you were apparently protecting with your life. You find a sign written by an old friend, a tunnel you never finished, a tower built for no reason, and suddenly you remember not just what you built, but who you were when you built it. You remember the laughter, the late night, the panic of hearing a creeper hiss, the excitement of finding diamonds, the friend who always got lost, the friend who always cheated, the friend who said, I'll be back tomorrow, and one day they never came back. Minecraft worlds were never empty. They were filled with versions of us that no longer exist. Minecraft taught us that enormous things begin with almost nothing. One block becomes a wall, one wall becomes a home, one home becomes a village, one idea becomes a world. It taught us to create when there was no reward, to explore when there was no map, to rebuild after everything exploded, usually because of a creeper. Sometimes it's because of your friend with the lava bucket. And maybe that is why Minecraft raised many of us, because beneath the monsters, diamonds, and the ridiculous square cows, it was a game about imagination, about patience, about friendship, about loneliness, about losing things, and about choosing to build again. Minecraft wasn't just a game we completed. Most of us never completed it. In fact, most of us were far away from completing it. It was a place we visited, a place where the nights were dangerous, the mornings felt awful, and every empty field was waiting to become something. We thought we were building houses, castles, cities, entire worlds, but looking back, maybe Minecraft was building us too, brick by brick. So tell me, what did your first Minecraft world look like? And more importantly, do you think it is still out there somewhere, waiting for you to come home?